Good evening, good afternoon, and welcome back to the Back Five. Actually, no, it's the Back Three podcast. But we will survive without our inverted wing backs. As long as Martinelli is over there scoring goals, we're happy. Isn't that right, Vincey?
If believe, he's the man. He's the man. My client.
Get that commission, man. Get that commission. And back in the house is also Glenn. All things Arsenal.
Absolutely. Let's use Gabriel, Saliba, and Rice. Those are the most three important players in the team. I feel like as long as they're there, whoever is not there, we are absolutely good to go. That is important as well. But we can go, man. I'm great to be back. It's always nice seeing you guys again.
Nice one. And I've got to apologize. Not apologize. You know, I've been away. It's going to be my first Back Five since I've been away. And it's good to be back amongst my my brotherhood friends. But you know what? What are we going to talk about first? Oh yes, this gentleman over here. If I got it, where is it? It's his birthday today, and it's not Martinelli. It is Trossard. Is he 28, 29? Age is just a number. That's just a number.
And the hair color is deceiving as well.
I haven't got no hair anyway, man. Glenwood's going all frozen on us. See all that talk about the snow. Vincy, look, it's gone frozen, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's feeling it now.
Glenn, you're frozen, man. You know, let me. Oh, I think his Wi-Fi has gone down. So let me kick him out, and he can come back in. Right. So here we go. So what we want to talk about first? Listen, and Vincent, I know it's been a lot. There's so much to catch up on about, isn't there? There's so many bits and pieces. I don't know where to start, man. All right. So this is what's happened over the course of November, beginning of November.
It's probably a good thing that we missed that first one because it would have been a little bit brutal, that one.
All right.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, so we won't talk about the Newcastle game then. Then Arsenal beat Burnley 3-1. Excuse me. And then we beat Brentford. I go by Mr. Kai Havertz, our number 29. And then the Carabao Cup, we beat the Hammers, the Happy Hammers, 3-1. And then Champions League.
We lost that one. Yeah, we lost that one, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then there was the game against Lens. So, Vincey, could you see this one coming? It's 6-0.
Well, I think the scoreline is great. I was at the Seville game, and I thought the football that we played, we showed that we just needed the end product. You know, we had loads of crosses, and what you saw in this Lens game is that when teams give us space and we're on our game, we're moving the ball well, and we're playing with pace, we can just crucify them. And that's, for me, what I saw in the performance of Martinelli, in how he played. He's been playing very good Champions League football, but the way he's linking up play with Jesus, his shots, Trossard as well. The movement was just a joy to watch, and I think it's a reminder for us, because it's been a tough 12, 13 games for us this season in the way how we're getting back to the flow of football that we were playing last year. And I think it was just a great reminder for us fans to say, okay, guys, we can play like this way. Champions League, get the results that we needed. I was really pleased with the way how we had multiple goal scorers on, and in the manner in which we played, and also the fight to keep a clean sheet. It's always, sometimes you get that at the end of the game, just think goals. But that desire in that back to say, you know what, let's stick to the end to get a result is what I love.
Yeah, but you're just talking about playing in the Champions League. Do you think Arsenal are better suited to play in Europe rather than playing in the Premier League? I mean, we've only got one defeat in the Premier League, whereas in the Champions League, we emphatic. It's just been emphatic, Vincey.
You see, for me, I think we're better suited to play in the Premiership. I think the Champions League, depending on the thing is, when you play certain teams, they're going to raise their game to the level, and I don't think we've had enough of that in this group stage. We're going to start to see it in whoever we get in the group stages, but certain players I think are better suited for the Champions League. I think at the start of the Back Five podcast, I mentioned Kai Havertz, as with his experience, I thought that he was the perfect player to help us in the Champions League because he's done it. So if he can, he's now starting to play the way that I envisaged that he would be playing. But you know, and the goals, I've always said that. I said 10 for the season would be great for him. He's had opportunities, but he's getting in the position, and it's just for the players, Saka, Martinelli, when he's in that position to get that ball in. So you know, talking about that goal he scored in the Premiership with that cross coming in, he's perfect. That height, is great for that. Yeah. That goal that he scored with Jesus' shot where he just flicks it past the goalkeeper. Again, with him coming through Champions League, he's a perfect player in that position because he's got his height. So I think with Arteta, when he's moving players around with his lineup, he's keeping that in mind. I personally think we are really suited for the Premiership because of the pace that we can play. I just think depending on who we play in the Champions League, some teams can really, where we struggle in the Premiership, can really be exposed a lot more in the Champions League with teams who defend well against us and will struggle. And remember, it's only home and away. So if we don't make it count in one game, it can cost us on the back end. So the margins are a lot finer in the Champions League for me than they are in the Premiership.
Unfair question, Vincey. How far can Arsenal go in the Champions League? Can they win it?
Well, it's funny. It's only here most people want to feel that we can actually go all the way in the Champions League. I think we need fit players. If we get a fit squad, I think we can cause teams a lot of problems because it's down to Arteta as to who he picks. Our football can get us there, you know, but I like to be realistic. If you put that performance in, regardless of the game, you're going to get the end result. So we can go all the way. We just got to be able to manage games better.
Blaring, you're back. Good to see you made it back. So we were just talking about, you know, in general terms about what's happened since November, but it'll be we've only got an hour. So we went straight into the Lens game, 6-0. Your thoughts about that game there? 6 goals from 6 different players, 5-0, half-time, down to you, Glenn.
That was amazing. Like, I didn't expect that was our second biggest win in Champions League history, you know. And this is a new team. The one thing that really impresses me, this is a new team. Saka's never played in the Champions League. Rice has never. Martinelli has never. Trossard, like so many of our players have never played in that competition. So for them to make it look that easy, like we've been playing there for 5-6 years, absolutely impressive. And for Lens, when I looked at that group, I looked at Sevilla, I looked at PSV. I was like, yeah, those are 2 tough games, going to Sevilla, going to PSV. Those are Europa League champions, and PSV last season beat us, obviously. I thought Lens was going to be our easiest game. But obviously, we went to their place and they beat us. And then when I was doing the preview for our game against Lens last week, they hadn't considered a goal in 5 games, 5 clean sheets in a row. I was like, oh, my goodness. Yeah. When the draw was being made, they were bottom of the table. Now they're 6th. They're drawing. They're winning games 3-0, 2-0. They're not conceding any goals. So I expected a tighter game. I thought maybe 1-0. We also don't concede goals. Maybe it's going to be a tighter game. For us to score that many goals in the first 20 minutes just kill their confidence, revenge, and all that, and look that confident. And Arsenal back in the day would probably crumble under pressure. Now, some days we've managed to go through. I remember there's a time we needed like to beat Basel on the final day. Another time we needed to beat like Olympiacos on the final day, like Giroud scored a hat-trick or something. Most of those days would crumble. Like we wouldn't get the victory, we'd end up getting a draw and then take it to the last day. And I didn't want that. I didn't want us to take us to the last day against PSV away from home. Not only because we have a bunch of fixtures in December against Aston Villa, Liverpool, and then we'd have to play our players in that tune, but also because last season they beat us, and I'd probably fear that game. I actually think we're going to lose that game. I don't want us to play any of our players anyway. But for us to beat Lens that comfortably, a team with 5 clean sheets and all that, a team doing well in the French league as well, sixth position, I was quite impressed. And as I said, those are new players to the Champions League. It's not like they've been playing there for quite a while. At the beginning, I predicted Arsenal to get 3 wins, 2 draws, and probably 1 loss. So 4 wins is more than I expected. So quite impressive.
But I've asked the question to Vincey about, our suitability. Are we better prepared or suited to play in Champions League or Premier League? And down to Lens, they were unbeaten in 8 games. Was it so? Were they naive more than anything else by playing expansive football rather than just sitting in and defending?
I do think most teams in the Champions League will open up to you and will get more chances than in the Premier League. And I actually think it's easier to face a team like FC Porto than it is to face Burnley. Oh, okay, Burnley for the old days, not the Burnley for now. Let me use a different example. A team like Nottingham Forest. Like Nottingham Forest would literally park the bus against you and you can only get 1 or 2 goals. But FC Porto that want to attack you, especially if you go away to their place, they give you extra chances. So maybe that can help us, especially the fact that you're also good defensively. There's a situation where you can end up winning 3-4-0, 6-0. But obviously, those teams can also score against you. They're very good teams. So some of those games, we might have to win 3-2, 4-3. Might have to take our chances, have to depend on the forward players as well. So I think we are quite suited to do well in the Champions League. I predicted us to get to the quarterfinals at the beginning of the season. I guess we might get, if you get good draws, but by good draws, I mean avoid Real Madrid and Bayern Munich and potentially go further than that. But as I said in the league last season, I really wanted us to win. We were so close to winning, but I said we're not actually meant to win it this season. But next season, we'll be back. We'll learn everything and then be back next season. I guess the same applies to the Champions League this season. If we don't win it, we learn from this season and then come back next season. I know it's going to be a different format and all that, but come back next season having that experience. But I think to answer that question directly, I think we are better suited for the Champions League because teams will open up and everyone wants to score against you.
Yeah. But Vincey, do we have the numbers in squad to compete relatively well in the Premier League as well as the Champions League? Do we have the numbers? You're mute.
Sorry, I don't think it's so much about numbers. I think injuries are always going to be there. I think we're at the stage now where we're starting to get players back, which is a great bonus for us going into the festive season. I think willingness to play the style of football that we really want. We know that teams are going to double team your SAKA and your Martinelli. And I'm just so happy that the game on the weekend showed what we can do when we are double teamed. So it's a case where I don't fear teams because I know in a Premiership, because I know that that's what they should be doing based on how we played football last year. So we've got to move forward with our tactics in how we are going to impose ourselves and play to our level of football, because when we drop from that high intensity, high ball movement and using our pace, we allow teams to get a foothold and they can cause us problems, which was shown in the last 10 minutes of that game on Saturday. That's the problem there, where I find Arsenal are in the Premiership. We have the numbers, we have the players, but it's the mindset and the tactics that we use in these games that makes these games difficult or allow us to manage them in a way where it's not a struggle in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. And just a quote actually from the Wolves manager, Gabriel. He said, "On losing to Arsenal at the weekend, I'm frustrated with the first goal because it was something we worked on, getting good numbers around BUKAYO SAKA, and maybe we were a bit indecisive in our painted area. But overall, it's like, we kind of, once we drop off, we allow the other team to come in and give them opportunities to score a goal. And I was on tender hooks on Saturday. I was thinking, oh my goodness, come on. I thought, there's another goal in this. And what happened? They had scored that goal there. But Glenn, is it a worry for you that we're not killing teams off or killing the game, shutting down the game? Or do you think it's just the way it is in the Premier League?
Obviously, it's a worry, but it would be more worrying if we weren't creating those chances. At least we created chances over the weekend. It should have been 5 or 6. Trossard should have had 2 goals. Nketiah should have had a goal as well. Martinelli hit the post. I think Jesus also should have passed to Declan Rice in the first half. That could have been 5, 6 goals. Obviously, you can't take every single one of your chances, but it would be good to have a 3-goal lead just to be a bit more secure. But even with that, even when they scored, I didn't really expect them to score another because we gifted them that goal. Our defense is so solid these days. If Zinchenko didn't make that mistake, that's an easy 2-0 and we forget about that game. Against Man United, Havertz mistake. Against Fulham, Saka mistake. Against Tottenham, Jorginho. I'm so serious when I say this. I feel if we weren't making all these mistakes, we'd actually end that season with 10 goals conceded. Our defense right now looks so good. Keeping Man City out completely. Man United scoring a goal against us from a mistake as well. Being able to handle those teams and not conceding any goals against them. It's quite good. So yes, it's a bit of a worry that we're not taking our chances, but not as much as it would have been if we weren't creating chances. So maybe some people are right. Maybe do need a striker in January. It would be good because, as you've said as well, score depth and everything in those Champions League games against Bayern Munich. If you miss those chances, they will score against you. So you'll have to take your chances. That business stage. So let's see what happens. But a good thing that we are creating chances, and good to have Odegaard creating those chances from midfield as well. Back to his best from last season.
Yeah, I mean that goal, the second goal was prime Arsenal, innit? I mean, oh my goodness. What a goal. What a goal. I'm not sure if we got any Man City viewers, but if we do, just if we do.
that was shocking. To be fair to them, that was shocking officiating. Why, Glenn? Why was this shocking, Glenn? Maybe the pressure is getting to them. Maybe they know they need those points because now they're battling against Arsenal and Liverpool. Because I've never seen Haaland that much. They're usually calm, okay, fine, we'll just win the next game and he'll be back to the top. But yeah, so a shocking decision. I didn't want Tottenham to win, but I love Arsenal more than I hate Tottenham. So we need Man City to be stopped either way. So the draw is perfect for us. Tottenham don't get to win, Man City don't get to win. So it did help us because I do feel Grealish was through in that situation. And yeah, we do need, maybe don't need Haaland angry because he might score 4 or 5 goals in the next 1-2 games. But hopefully we can have tough games against Aston Villa and those guys. So hopefully they can stop them. And this time, 6-7 points ahead, hopefully we can hold on.
Yeah, let's maintain that gap there. Vinci, anything you want to say about Man City? No.
Yeah, well, I just think I think they were quite fortunate to actually get a result there. I mean, yes, they've missed chances, but put the rivalry aside with Tottenham. Tottenham are showing what can be done in the final third, and for me, I think we need to get to a level where we're creating chances. Let's hurt teams. Let's hurt them. If they can do that to Man City, we can do the same. Us to score 3 goals against Man City, most fans will be sitting there dreaming and thinking it's not possible. We can do it. I think there's a good blueprint of that game to say, you know what, when we go up against them, let's have a game plan. Let's hurt them. I think it's time now that we hurt Man City on the pitch. Hurt them.
It's overdue, man. Overdue.
Yeah.
If we go there with Saliba and Rice, we'll do it this time.
Yeah, man.
They both weren't there in that game last season. They will be there hopefully this time.
Yeah, hurt them.
All right. Next segment. I've got to hold my hand up. This player, I've criticised him at left, right, and centre, and he's just giving it back to me now, isn't he? Giving it back. My things. I know you've spoken about Kai Havertz, and what's that? 3 goals in 4? 3?
Yeah, I think it's 3. I think it's 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 3. I think he's been listening to the podcast. Our Arsenal channel because and I think it's fair because we've got expectations. We see the disjointedness in how we played from this season to last season, but I said earlier on, it's about confidence. He looks a different player now than he was when he first came on, and yes, he's got to get used to the movement. And so, as I said before, the players have got to, when he's in that position, use his height. He's been great dropping back and helping out in the midfield, and he's been a worry in those areas. But to see him now getting onto the goal sheet it just adds so much dynamic to us moving forward. And there's games where I look and say, do you know what? It's okay to rest Trossard. Don't burn him out.
Yeah.
Play Havertz because he's adds another dimension. If Eddie's not playing, it's fine. If Jesus isn't on form or he's injured, we've got that versatility. So when you asked about numbers, we've got numbers. It's about how Arteta wants to use players in that position, and Havertz is doing his thing right now. This is great.
Yeah. But I would still kind of hold off because the season's a long old season. I mean, he could drop off, But for now, give credit where credit's due. I hold my hand up, Kai. I'm sorry, man. I'll take it back. Glenn, your thoughts, Kai Havertz.
If you're going to win titles, we need everyone. So I don't think it helps us to have Nketiah low on confidence or Zinchenko low on confidence or Havertz. I saw Havertz playing, I think, against Sheffield or Burnley. There's a time he got the ball, I think, from Declan Rice in midfield, and then he ran, and then he had the goal right in front of him, and he decided to pass to Trossard on the left side. And that annoyed me like a month ago. Like, nah, man, we need some more confidence. Like, just try. I don't care if you shoot it off target. Just shoot the ball. Try. You need to try. You can't just. He looked like he was scared to miss. That's what it looked to me. So just try. I don't care if you miss. Just try once, twice, three times. It's going to come. So seeing him coming on against obviously against Man City, also got an assist. He came on against Brentford, and that's an important goal because that was heading to a 0-0. Maybe even Brentford would have won it later on. So that was a very important goal. And it's not as easy as people make it look like. Like against the Lens goal. I saw him, like he was running towards the box. He was standing, the defender was standing, and he actually had the awareness of, okay, let me move forward. Jesus could head the ball here. Let me get myself into this position, and he scored it. So those quick thoughts, one, even if he does it 5 or 6 times this season, if it means it helps us win a game 1-0 in a quarterfinal, if it means we win a game in the last minute in the Premier League, it would help us. So we need his confidence. I am happy that he scored. People are asking for him to start against the last Premier League game. I actually don't mind him not starting because everyone is going to play, especially just during this period. Trossard is going to play, Havertz, every one of those players is going to play. So we need every one of them high on confidence, Trossard as well. So I'm really happy that he's doing well. I obviously need more, as you said, not because of the money, because people are like, 16 now, because like we need him at the top of his game if you're going to win. Like if Odegaard is not performing or Trossard is not performing, he's the one who's there because unfortunately we can't depend on Smith Rowe is injured. We can't depend on Vieira is injured as well. So we have to depend on these players. Especially if Odegaard is not there, as we saw when Odegaard missed 2-3 games, we do need players like Havertz to turn up.
Vinci.
Yeah, and I'll just add on to what Glenn was saying. Havertz's footwork, people don't really understand. This guy's footwork is quite exceptional in that midfield. But his height and the way how he moves his ball and moves the ball, and I think it works so well with the way how Declan Rice is playing. It's that he can battle in that midfield with them, but he can do those 1-2s and get that ball out to Saka or get it out to the Martinelli and Jesus. So I think he's that has been an improvement in what I've seen in Havertz. And then obviously, as Glenn says, his willingness to run into the box onto the edge of headers in that anticipation for that great goal on the weekend.
And the other thing I love with players like Havertz and Rice and those guys, Jorginho, signing a player like Willian is already won a lot with Chelsea. The likes of Havertz and Jorginho and Rice and Trossard, they've never won the Premier League as well. So they're just as hungry as us to win the cup, just like every other player at Arsenal as well. So hopefully they can work with the rest as well. And if you work together, I'm sure we can get it. I have a feeling like surely when you look back at this 2023, 2024, by the time you get to 2029, it'll be like, yeah, that was a great period. We won 2 Premier League titles, finally won a Champions League, a couple of cups as well. I feel like this is a squad to do it.
Glenn, you do know I'm recording this. I'm going to frame that. I'm going to frame that right here. I'm going to frame that. No, I'm joking.
This team is so good, man. This team is too good, man.
Yeah.
And they keep on improving. They're so young, all of them. If Guardiola wasn't there, I would probably win both these Premier League titles back to back quite easily at the end. But since he's there, we have to find a way to beat him.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a quick look at the Premier League table. We are at the top of the Premier League Christmas tree. Liverpool second place, Man City third, Aston Villa surprisingly fourth, Tottenham, Spuds, and then Newcastle in sixth place. What I do want to do, I want to go into the live chat. There's been surprise, so many comments in the live chat. Let's see if we can catch up with this. We've got one of our back five defenders. Did Apollo play in defense, Vincey? Where did he play?
I'm not sure actually. I think he loves Arteta so much. So I think you've got to put him in midfield.
All right. Okay.
He's commanding. He has a goalkeeper vibe to me.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
You're a sweeper.
Let's not talk about goalkeepers. Anyway, apologies. We are so much better with Jesus and Ødegaard healthy. If Partey can get fit and Timber comes back after January, we are seriously deep at most positions. Great job by Mikel Arteta. Now, we spoke on the Easy Talk on Friday about Thomas Partey, Vincey. All this, we got out of the group stage, Champions League, top of the Premier League without Thomas Partey. Do we need a Thomas Partey?
Well, it depends. It depends if it's the inverted right back Thomas Partey, or we're talking about
the Partey that you love, huh?
Because I could talk for the rest of the show about the inverted right back Partey.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that, brother. I don't want to see that, brother.
All right.
But the brother of last season, that was for me. When we purchased Declan Rice, I want to see Arteta play Ødegaard, Rice, and Partey. Yeah. I need to see that. I need to see that in a big game. I was talking to one of the guys, David Thomas, on our Arsenal Facebook group about the matchup. I want to see Arsenal playing Real Madrid, because for me, that is the game that is going to be not so much a Man City, but Arsenal Real Madrid is going to be the game where us fans, we can see how far this system is going in playing match to match, pace for pace. If we can get a result against Real Madrid, that's going to be the platform for us to look and see, you know what, this system is kicking on. It's really kicking on. It may not happen, but the way I look at football, I always look at certain teams that, you know what, they can cause us problems, but we've got a defense that can deal. We've got a defense that can deal with the like of Vinicius Jr. So we can hurt teams at the back. That would be a classic. You know, back in the days when Arsene Wenger, us and Barcelona, and we kept on meeting each other in the Champions League and always looking up for that matchup as tiki-taka football. For me, that will be a great matchup to see how far Mikel Arteta can go and take us.
Yeah, good shout, Vincey, man. Good shout. Glenn, for you, Thomas Partey inverted. Don't really want to see that, do we?
You know, I remember Vincey complaining about it all those months ago. The thing is, maybe do you reckon we'd still have been seeing it right now if he didn't get injured? Maybe him getting injured that Fulham game was a good thing for us. Then actually reverted back to Gabriel coming back and White back at right back. Maybe if he didn't get injured, we'd still have been seeing that right now. And it'd be sixth, and we'd be complaining instead. So for Partey's injury, Alex, I feel like even if he comes back for 4 or 5 crucial games at the end, Man City, Real Madrid, as Vincey says, I think he could help us, because people are asking for him to get sold in January. But I feel like this is his last season anyway. So I feel like keep him until the end of the season. Even if he comes back for 3 or 4 crucial games, Tottenham away, Man United away, Man City away, he can help us in those situations. I'm happy with that. If it doesn't work out and he's injured again, then on the season you have to rethink and get obviously someone new. His age is also not on his side as well. So I would keep him. It's unfortunate that he's injured, but that makes me feel even more optimistic. Like, man, we have Partey to come back, Timber to come back. These are men, like back in the day, we'd wait for young boys like Niles to come back and all that. Right now, like we have men coming back to the team and players who definitely improve our side. And we'd look at our bench and we'd have, hey, Partey can come off the bench, Jorginho, Partey can start whichever, depending on the game. And we're looking at, hey, Smith Rowe is on the bench. Even Smith Rowe, I'd keep him until the end of the season. These games are going to help us. If it doesn't work out, then you can move them on. I say the same thing with Tomiyasu at the beginning. Another player has just been incredible. Some people are asking for Tomiyasu to be sold,
I know.
Yeah. And I was like, no. There's a lot of people who are asking for Tomiyasu to be sold. They're like, nah, he's been injured the whole season, 2 seasons in a row, get rid of him. We have Timber now, get rid of him. Keep Tierney. People are asking for Tierney to stay, sell Tomiyasu instead. And I was like, nah. He's a very good player. It's not like he's not a good player. It's just the injuries. I say, like, give him this season. If he's out for the entire season again, then we can sell him at the end of the season. But if he starts performing, then give him a new contract. And he has started performing and people have changed their mind on him. Who knows? Maybe Partey can come back and do the same and stay fit for 5 months. And then you're like, my goodness, why are we thinking of selling him? Hopefully.
All right, okay. Apollo goes on. This is Kivour, White, and Havertz and against Luton with Nelson coming in. Very hard to predict the team Arteta picks, but our squad is on another level than compared to last season, I think he's trying to say. And then Colin says, get it, Alex, so we are ready to light the button up, I hope. And then we've got our moderator for the Back Five show, and then we've got DWTT. Good evening, DWTT. We've got Emerson. This is a good evening, guys. And who else do we have here? Not noticed this person here saying something about the Wi-Fi. Who's that? I wonder who that is. That's Glenn. Still waiting. Oh, there you go. 88 says, where's Apollo? I need that positive energy. Well, we're giving you the positive energy. Is that what's wrong with you? 8018. Positive energy. We're giving that to you. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, what's going on, man? I'm here. All right, okay. Bill, I've been ill in bed for days, and my lungs are playing up. Hard to breathe. Well, listen, brother. Just stay well and stay safe, please. That's a great point, Vincey. Arteta has balanced the team for both league and Champions League. What else do we have here? Ramsgate is down 2-0. All right, I think for that. Colin, good evening, guys. Come on, it's with a V, not a B. Good evening, gents. Alex, just one more before we go to the last segment. Emerson says all Champions League opposition are all different and will do their homework before they play us. Glenn.
Yeah, I do agree with that, but most of them, like these latter stages, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Man City, all these teams, I think at least 12 out of the 16 teams will be looking to attack you. So I still feel like most of them are going to attack more than defend. I don't think Real Madrid are going to play us and defend and park the bus. I can't even see teams like Lazio, maybe an Atletico Madrid. I can see them potentially doing that at our place, but going to their place, they're going to attack you, so you're going to get spaces.
I think the when I was talking about the Real Madrid game, it's to see the likes of Rice playing against the likes of Bellingham. The matchups for me are just awesome. You're stopping you think about this transfer window. Rice came to us for a big fee. Bellingham went to Real Madrid for less, and he's scoring goals, but he's making a huge impact. Rice is a stalwart for us, and then also Odegaard. Going back to Real Madrid and having a game. It's so many intangibles in that game for me that it's a dream matchup to see where we can actually move forward, and I'd love to see it.
Yeah, likewise, actually. Odegaard coming back to form really changes this team dynamics, truly world class. Yeah, he's kind of like the cog that makes Arsenal works. Arsenal aren't even playing their best football, and we're top of the league. 11 injuries, and this squad is just delivering. Long old season, Apollo. I think there's still going to be some more twists and turns, and on top of that, win the Champions League. So let's hope for the best. Colin says we shouldn't laugh at the officiating. These refs are out of control in dysfunctional prime settings. That stoppage on playing advantage was criminal. Is it criminal?
Yeah, man, it's
it's terrible.
It's poor. It's the officiating is. I don't even think they're officiating. They're just they're not officiating. It's just not. It's poor.
It's like having Alex out there officiating in a game for the first time ever.
Thanks for that, Glenn.
You're not a referee, Alex. You do bigger stuff than being a referee, right?
I would send them off. All right, and maybe just a couple more before we go into the last segment. Where were we? All right. So as she says, I don't say it often, but Man City bottled it. Did they bottle? Did they? I think they just kind of took the foot off the pedal and allowed Tottenham in. Did they? They didn't bottle it, Vincey. No.
I think Tottenham, attacking wise, they caused us problems in the game. You know, so it's like I think people are sleeping on what attacking wise Spurs can do, and they were missing a lot of players. So I think actually is right in a sense. If you look at the way how the teams are matched up, City should have. I predicted 5 because they should have slapped Tottenham. Yeah. So he's kind of right in that sense because you know Spurs missing so many players and still holding them 3-3. It's
yeah, strange.
It's a little bit weak.
All right. Okay. So the last one. Tomiyasu has done really well the past few weeks. He has actually. His offensive game has come on leaps and bounds, which was my main criticism of him. And he's mentioned Vincey. He says Arteta's tactics has changed. He's dropped Odegaard deeper and pushed Havertz into a more direct role, and that's why we're seeing more goals. But I'm also seeing Tomiyasu in the wrong part of the pitch, further up.
Tomiyasu, man.
Yeah, man.
For me, Tomiyasu he's not on the same level as Timber, but he's got that reliability, and you can use those two. You can use those two players in so many different ways. Zinchenko as well, but Zinchenko drops off when it comes from a defensive perspective. But Timber and Tomiyasu, those two guys, ballers.
Wow. For you, Glenn.
Well, what a time to be an Arsenal fan. Like we are choosing between Ben White, Tomiyasu, Timber, Zinchenko. It's a good time, man. There's a time we were choosing between Kolasinac and Socrates and Mustafi. We were in the trenches, man. We were absolutely in the trenches. So Tomiyasu is a gem. It's not easy as you can get a player like who can play left back. He can come on for Ben White at right back. He can start again at centre back next to Gabriel. The next game, he can come on the last 30 minutes when you need to defend. The next, I said the crosses. He was crossing the ball like David Beckham. That pass to it was not a lucky clearance. It was a good pass to Martinelli. It was like David Beckham-esque, man. So Tomiyasu needs to stay fit. I'm happy that it's only a precaution. As I say today, it's not a serious injury. We really need him for that Liverpool game. That Liverpool away game, to mark out Salah. Now, that's like the kind of games. Now, I'm not a big critic of Zinchenko as many people are. I still think he's a very good player for us, and I don't think he's a calamity defensively like people make it look like he's Andre Santos or something. He can't defend. He does lose concentration a lot of times, loses the ball 3 or 4 times. But even that game the other day, I feel like he was very good before that mistake. I was giving him an 8 out of 10 for that game before he made that mistake. But in a situation where you're marking Salah and Trent, obviously, you don't want Zinchenko. You prefer someone like a Tomiyasu on that wing. So even if it means we're not going to play Tomiyasu for 2-3 games until then, maybe if he's fit, maybe against Aston Villa as well, we really need him for the Liverpool game. And it's great to have players that we can call on those big matches.
Yeah, well said. Sam's got a question for us. Even your question: do you think our next 3 games against Liverpool will be pivotal to our season and shape our future endeavours this season, Vincey?
Definitely. Winter season, 3 games. They're all going to be tough. We need to score goals. We need to clean sheets will be great. If you can get 3 wins there, that sets us up nicely without any injuries. And again, it's a statement game against Liverpool. That's one Anfield. We get a result there. Get a result there. Premiership is looking, second half of the season is looking good. And it's always the winter period is where, silly draws and silly defeats there can cripple your campaign. So, if we can get three wins, it would be great.
For you, Glenn, next 3 games, Liverpool, pivotal.
Very, very crucial, because I've also seen people saying Arsenal have not really played any team away from home apart from Newcastle. They haven't gone to Tottenham, to Liverpool. So that would be like a marker and to the rest of the league and to us as well. Like, hey, we can beat Liverpool. And obviously, like, especially going to their place this December, we've not beaten them since 2012, man. That was Podolski and Cazorla's first game for us. And that's a long time ago. So going there and actually picking up a win, I think a draw would still be a good result. But if you go there and pick up a win, kill the confidence of a titled rival, and obviously get that block out of our mind, like, hey, we can't beat Liverpool away, and we can now go and beat Tottenham, we can now go and beat Chelsea, we can now go and beat Man City as well away. I think they're very crucial, and obviously in the FA Cup as well, you don't want to go out in the first game again, because people will be like, I'm not going to win a trophy again. We don't want that, because that is a trophy that we usually win every 2-3 years. I want us to go find that competition. Beating Liverpool again, that means one tough team is out. I expect all the others to go through, but I do think we have the squad. I feel like Klopp is going to rotate a bit, and we're going to rotate a bit. So hopefully by then, the squad that you can bring on from the bench and the second team, I don't like calling them second team, but the other players who don't regularly play, like Trossard and Nelson, if they play in this match or come on or any of that, hopefully they can take advantage of that. So really crucial, man. The one for February is a bit far. There's a lot that will go on before that, but let's look at this game away fast before Christmas. That is a big one, man. If you can beat Liverpool or just take something away from there as well, again, that would be great.
Yeah. But you know what? We got Martinelli, and we've got his agent on the podcast. We've also got Leonardo Trossard on the left side. But if we were kind of a little bit short on as a left side attacking winger, Apollo, we could put Apollo in there, because Apollo says he played left attacking winger. So there you go. Thank you, Apollo, man.
We just need to get him fit.
Can you imagine Saka, Odegaard, Apollo? His first goal in 3 years, but who cares?
What's the dance, Apollo?
Oh dear. Right, Colin says, here comes the throw shade and party session. A healthy party for the last 10 games.
Yeah. I'd want him there. I want him for those last 10 games. It'll be crucial. I don't want him to go anywhere.
I think it'd be great as well if you think about the last 10 games, we go on to win the Premiership, and you think about that signing of getting Partey and where he's taken us. So you stop and you think he's been through some of the worst of what we've experienced, alongside the likes of Xhaka. Xhaka's now gone, but Partey's been there. So, if he, even the last 10 games, if he's there and he gets a pivotal role to play and he takes us to victory, I think that would just be a great way in his current contract in what he's brought to the club.
Yeah, him and Rice in that final part of the season will be crucial, man. Imagine if we didn't have Rice and then Partey's injured as well. I don't think we'd have been top, nowhere near. It would have been absolutely great. We would have had Jorginho playing every single game, and even him in terms of age and all that. I don't think he'd be able to handle it. So thank goodness for Rice.
Yeah. Apollo says, I'm not sure if these Champions League teams doing their homework. Look at our group stage. No Dublin on SAKA and Marseille. That's a death sentence for defenses. And then Glenwood says, City bottled it. Yes, 17 shots on goal. I suppose 8. Both teams had 4 on target. Yes, they bottled it. Man City have only beaten Spurs 4 times in the last 10 games. Spurs are their kryptonite. Okay. My Grace is 4-0 down. Okay, that's something else. Alex Timber and Tomiyasu are my starting 2 wing backs when everyone is fit. Guys, quick question. Would you have Tierney back from his loan spell, or do you think that's it? Doesn't have anything more.
He's injured right now as well. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't even think he's made more than 5 appearances for Sociedad. So I mean, I love Tierney. He's one of those players who will be like, hey, Tierney was very good for us. Absolutely no problem with him. I'm not sure, man, because he's always injured. I mean, yes, he can play a few games here and there, doesn't have to play every single game. But if he proved himself like in December or something, just for this season, yes. But like going into the future, I don't think so. I think we need to sell him before next season, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think at some stage we're going to have to move on from Tierney. But then I stop and I think, well, we've got El Neni in midfield, and it's like certain players can put a shift in for 1 or 2 games, 3 or 4, depending on their fitness. It's at some stage our squad needs to move forward and our levels need to increase. But it's, you know, if his loan spell comes to an end, you know, what else can we do? If we short on players, we're gonna need him. We're gonna have to use him.
And then he's there for the vibes as well.
Sorry,
I'm surprised we've got Cedric Suarez. We've still got Cedric Suarez. Why did we not?
Don't.
All right, okay.
I mean, I still struggle. I still struggle to how and why we purchased him. But then it's a case where, again, you stop and you think, we purchased him and he hasn't really hit the heights, but we've still got him. You know, it's one of those things. But you know, Tierney, he's performed well for us. You know, I thought he was a future Arsenal captain at one stage because of his commitment and what he put to us. Is just physically his body isn't probably up to it, and against a Liverpool, he's that type of player who's been able to put in shifts when we needed on that side of the pitch. So again, it's, you know, players have got to we've got to have tactics that work with players when they're available.
Yeah.
I feel like Cedric and Elneny are there for the dressing room. I don't think they're there to play or anything like that. Because Cedric is going into management. I think he's training for management right now. He's getting his badges. I think that's the reason he's there. I heard that he helps. I heard Xhaka talking and he said Cedric helps the dressing room a lot, like talking to the likes of Martinelli and Vieira and all these guys. And Elneny as well. Usually see him as a shoulder to cry on, I guess. I usually see when people get injured, he's always there and all that. I don't think they'll be here for too long. But actually, we'd start them next week. They're my team for next week against PSV. I don't want to see the likes of Declan Rice and Tomiyasu anywhere near that game. So, hey, if Cedric puts up a 10 out of 10 performance, out you go, Tomiyasu. Cedric, get in.
Vincey.
Glenn, while you're at it, if we're going to get players for the dressing room, can we get Cazorla back? Because I think Cazorla, not just the dressing room, but there's fans, man. The fans will just love him.
I think we will see him at Arsenal very soon. Maybe not this year. I think he will be here very soon.
Yeah. Guys, I'm going to throw the spanner in the works and ask you this question about certain players who we give them continuous opportunities, but we're still thinking, are they going to make it? They're not going to make it. Are they going to make it? I'm not sure. Reece Nelson, is he ever going to be a sure start in the first team, Vincey? He's not, is he? He's not.
I can't see it under Arteta. I did question when, he got the contract.
Yeah.
Thinking if you got the contract, what are you going to do? You're going to give him minutes, and how are you going to give him minutes? And there's games where I actually thought he could have come on, not just in the 85th minute. He could have come on a little bit earlier and give him a chance. Give him a chance, because with injuries, when we limited in certain positions, you're going to call upon these players to play 90 minutes. And if they're not ready in a pressure situation, the pressure of the fans and everything, they're going to get on their back, and it's unfair. I just, you know, when we go out of competitions like the League Cup, I love the League Cup, you know, 98 winners. It's stuff like that where these players have this opportunity to get minutes. So we've got the FA Cup coming up against Liverpool. We're now thinking, okay, if Reece Nelson can't get game time in there with a new contract, it's like you're asking the question, is he going to make it? If he doesn't get to play, we'll never know.
Yeah. For you, Glenn?
I'll wait for this December. I'll wait to see this December. If
No.
December goes by and out of like 7-8 games, it's only come on like once and not even started a game, then I'd be worried. But I don't think he signed a contract to be a starter. You're never going to start ahead of Saka and Martinelli. And I don't fun. 100% of people would say Martinelli and Saka ahead of Nelson. Obviously, more game time here and there, especially considering Odegaard has been injured, Martinelli has been injured, Trossard has missed a couple of games, Saka has been injured as well. He still didn't really get any game time at all. Maybe it's a thing of trust. Maybe it's also a thing of telling him, hey, you're not, I give you a contract, but it's not like immediate thing. You're not going to get the game time immediately. Your time is going to come. There's a time a few other players are going to move on and you're going to get a chance. I don't know, but let's see how this December goes. I still feel he's going to play a crucial part for us as well. Just even coming on for 30 minutes, giving the likes of Saka a break as well. I don't want Saka to play every single game. I would give Nelson come on earlier tomorrow and then start him against PSV, even though it's a dead rubber game, unfortunately. Let's hope we can see him for 2-3 games this month.
Yeah, and I'll just say, in regards to Nelson, I don't mind. There's times when Martinelli doesn't perform, and he's in that position. You can give a Nelson the opportunity because you can see the growth of what Martinelli's done in the last year and a half, 2 years. Nelson just needs minutes. He needs minutes. You got to give these players confidence because you saw that shot that he did last year. It was at Southampton where he scored the Bournemouth, where he scored it. He's got it in his locker. You've just got to give him the opportunity to play. So he'll get used to the runs and get down on that flank. And as you say, give Saka a break on the other side. These guys need minutes. Got to give them minutes.
Yeah. All right. Apollo says, I was a track star sprinter too. 110 meters hurdles was my event. 13.9 seconds slow. Made England standards in 1988. So the last millennium. Come on, Apollo, man. Come on. I'm joking. Static, another moderator says, Alex, forgive me for repeating myself in case I haven't said it before. Congratulations for reaching 21,000. Thank you for that. Listen, we were shooting a breeze, Glenn and myself, talking about podcasting, and in my life, it's not like a high priority, but thank you, 21,000.
Yeah. No, not too many people stay on to reach 21,000.
I know. Yeah. A lot of gone by the wayside. Glenwood says, Tierney, I'm not getting in this team when Timber is fit. Sell him for at least 15 to 20 million pounds. And someone says, I want to wonder how things changed. The good old days. Tierney played on Saturday, coming back from injury, and maybe the last one, I think. Alex said yes, Tierney. As for Tierney, he doesn't get injured as much as Partey and Zinchenko. The facts don't lie. Sadly, Arteta hates Tierney. I won't say he hates. Does he hate Tierney? No, he doesn't. He will be gone next season. I've also heard this stuff about it's like Unai Emery's signings. Arteta's trying to get rid of everyone that signed under Unai Emery. Is that true? I don't know. Guys, do you have anything else we want to say before we wrap up this?
Yeah, I actually have a question for you guys. The PSV game, would you do what I've just said, like start Cedric, El Neni, all these other guys, because it's a game and not care about losing 3-0 and 4-0, just rest everyone for the Premier League games, or would you start a few of the first team players?
No, I wouldn't.
So complete second, third team, Cedric, El Neni, guys.
Yeah. I mean, we're already qualified. Sorry, Vincey.
Yeah, I wouldn't rest them completely because I think it's sometimes unfair when you have players who want to get to play and then lose that continuity in a game of that magnitude. So even though it's the opponent is PSV, you want to allow them the opportunity to play, but not allow it to be so demoralizing where they're getting proper hammered, because it doesn't help to their confidence. So I think Arteta will put a balanced team out. But I do think where he can use the opportunity to give these players experience and quality experience, give it to them. They deserve it.
Yeah. Emerson says, Vincey, is your 1993 was the last time we won the League Cup?
Painful. Which is why I love that trophy. And for me, I grew up when Liverpool were just dons at it. and my two brothers are Liverpool fans, so it's like
No,
it's a standard of the league where it's like, come on, guys, just treat this competition with a little bit of respect, man. Put a team, and I think it helps the squad where you have the fringe players, they're getting minutes and they can come the progression into the first team. I love the League Cup.
Yeah, likewise. Do you know what? We'll come to an end on this latest Back Three podcast. Yeah, the Back Three gives you the idea it's a defense. We don't need like a wing back, Apollo, or goalkeeper. What's going on here?
Attacking wingers.
Attacking winger.
Inverted left winger.
Vincey, brother, good to have you back, man. It was
always good, man. It's always good back with the family. It's been a while, but yeah, I've been watching you guys, and it's good, man.
Likewise, and of course, Glenn, all things Arsenal, guys, go and watch his platform. Actually, I've left the link, Vincey, to your Facebook link.
Arsenal 101.
Yeah, there you go. And also Glenn Wynn's podcast. Glenn, all things Arsenal. Wonderful.
Thank you, man. Absolutely amazing, like working with you guys as always, and it's great to have Arsenal doing well, man. It's great.
Yeah.
Hopefully this season we can do something big. Hopefully next time, by the time we do the show next, we might have played like 4 or 5 games. By then, maybe even 6 games. So hopefully we're happy and we've won all 6 of those games. Hopefully can get a run going, and we are happy by the time we get to January.
Remember,
and we can do the league and FA Cup double. As
that's the double, man. You know what I mean? Imagine a double this year.
Treble.
I realize I'm recording the show.
I'll stand down.
Anyway, guys, well done. Until next time, we'll be back in 2 weeks' time. Yeah, 2 weeks' time, I think. On the back 5, back 3, back 2. No, back 5. The back 5. Wonderful stuff. Until then, you will see me on Saturday. No, sorry, on Friday for the Easy Talk. I don't know. I might even ask Vince if he's available for the Easy Talk on Friday. But we'll talk. Friday. Yeah,
we'll talk.
We'll talk. Until then, this has been Cannon Fodder. Sorry, the back 5 on Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.